Hi, I'm here to tell you about Gender and Women's Studies. Please take just a moment to think about someone who you met for the very first time recently. I'll bet gender was one of the first things that came to mind when you thought about this person. And that's because gender is such a fundamental part of who we are. It's fundamental to our identities. And it's in every aspect of our lives. Gender is part of the way that we think about scientific discovery, part of the way that we think about literature and music and families and labor in the household and outside of the household. It's how we think about migrations, cross-border migrations, pop culture. Gender is in all of these areas, and it's everywhere in the world, in every culture. Because gender and women's studies is so interdisciplinary, we have faculty from all over the university who teach our courses. So we have faculty from history and psychology and sociology and public health and just a wide variety of areas. Some of the classes that you would get to take include classes like Cleopatra, Passion, Power, and Propaganda. It's a history course and it's about women in ancient Egypt. You get to take courses about women in Islam, feminist philosophy, African American autobiographies, women and their histories, Chicana feminisms, queer cinema, gender sexuality and international migration, sex, gender and technology, gender, labor and families, gender and politics, U.S. and third world feminists, women's health in a global perspective. So from a wide variety of areas. Within the Gender and Women's Studies major, we offer three options. The general option allows you to take a lot of courses from just any of the areas that interest you. Or you can focus them in some areas like international migration or women in Europe, for instance. But we also have a couple of areas where we have a set of classes that can help you be very focused on Chicana Latina studies or on queer, trans, and sexuality studies. We allow students to double major. We encourage students to double major with lots of different majors across campus. Psychology, some students pursue science. They're going to med school and they realize that they need to understand how gender and sexuality work in order to be good healthcare providers. But we have 4 majors with which we have agreements where students can take up to 12 units that will count in both majors. That's 4 classes out of the 12 required classes in the Gender and Women's Studies major. So that's quite a few classes. And those majors are English, History, Mexican American Studies, and Sociology. So many of our students will double major in those areas. Some double major with creative writing, psychology, lots of different areas. And there you can usually take 6 units that would count for either major or both majors. Because a lot of our students choose the Gender and Women's Studies major because they want to change the world. They want to take what they learn in the classroom and then take that out to the world around them and apply what they've learned. For that reason, we allow up to 12 units of internship to count towards the GWS major. Most majors on campus allow 3 units of internship. Some allow 6 units of internship. So we're rather unique in allowing 12 units of internship because we want you to take what you learn out into the world. And these are just a few examples of some of the internships that we offer. Now let's hear from some of our recent graduates.
So hi, my name is Anna Mae Sachs.
My name is Victor de la Cerda.
Hi, I'm Veronica Funes. I'm a dual major in creative writing with a focus in poetry and gender and women's studies.
I'm a gender and women's studies major here at the University of Arizona.
I'm a junior here at the University of Arizona. I study gender and women's studies. What I would tell students who are interested in a gender and women's studies major is that this is a major that's going to change the world. Feminist theory directly applies to people in their day-to-day life, looking at systems of oppression, people who maneuver through those intersections. This is theory, this is work, this is activism that directly applies to people. It's not just academic, it's not just reading, it's people's lives, and that's invaluable, really.
Gender and women's studies is unique, but I would say for me, it has been the most enriching academic, personal, political experience of my life is to major in women's studies, because it's not only you learning things and kind of regurgitating, it's really demands a self-consciousness and an evaluation of yourself, and you're going to leave college so much richer. You're going to feel like it was a worthwhile experience, and so many people don't leave college feeling that way.
I would tell them to 100% go for it. I mean, you're here to study what you want to study, it's what you want to learn and what you're passionate about. And so if you are someone who cares about understanding, especially today, understanding why the world and society has these social justice issues, like if you're one of those people that want to see a change in that and stand up to that, gender and women's studies is the perfect way to kind of implement your passion and gain skills and actual knowledge that will support you and help you in that fight, or in that, affect that change that you want to see. And I would recommend joining the field because we're kind of the best major ever.
We'd love for you to join us in Gender and Women's Studies.